Newcastle have a gem in their hands, and we've known this now for 2 seasons at least. Newcastle need to go out there and spend some of that money. They have one of the richest owners in the Premier League. I know, fair play this, fair play that, but they need to go out there and spend some money because they have a gem and Isak, and they need to make sure that they give this team all the tools necessary to become successful, because this team should be finishing in the top 4. He's clinical, he's able to create chances for himself and others. He's relentless, he's got the right mindset, he has a good physical stature, which allows him to be very diverse in his scoring range. Isak is like a Newcastle, you've got your striker. Let's go and spend some more money elsewhere. You've got a gem in your hands. And something that I find funny about Isak, and something people always make like jokes about and memes about, is how tall he is. But if you watch him dribble and the way he carries himself on the pitch, he doesn't act like his typical height. He's about 6'3". It's like he's very tall, but how he goes around the pitch as if he was like 5'7", 5'6". He's very, very agile. Very agile. Isak, in my opinion, he's just a player that possesses all the right tools to be an elite Premier League striker. He's got the pace, he's got the one-on-one ability, he's got the link-up play, he's got the finishing, he's got everything necessary, and his output is displaying exactly that. This is what I mean by Newcastle need to capitalize on this performance. You don't get a player like Isak all the time, and as well, you don't get top players sometimes have a dip in form, they don't play quite well. You've got your best player playing the best football he's ever played. You should be capitalizing on this. We're talking about Liverpool and not signing players, this and that. We're talking about Liverpool not signing players and etc., and Liverpool having to renew their contracts with Trent and Salah. Liverpool are already successful. At least for the last 5 to 6 years, Liverpool have been the second most successful club in the Premier League. And they've lost titles to City to like a 1 point difference to the last game of the season. Like those types of scenarios. Newcastle don't have that same luxury. Newcastle haven't won anything in ages. They need to go out there and spend as much money as possible. Responsibly, of course. And by responsibly, I'm not talking about fair play, although fair play should definitely come into question. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about responsibly in the sense that you should be signing players that are going to fit the way you want to play. And again, Isak helps that. And now you need to try and build your attack around a player like Isak. Anthony Gordon was definitely a good signing. But again, you had players like Kvaratskhelia roaming around. You've got a player like Nico Williams, who was around in the summer. You know, he was meant to go to Barcelona. Barcelona now have Rafinha playing extremely well. Maybe Nico Williams can go to another team. You've got Orban Mamouche. So, you know, City are really going in for Mamouche. Maybe Newcastle could step in and throw some cash. You know, Newcastle is a club that should be on the come up. You know, I feel like they've taken things slow enough. They've built a good squad with a good manager. Now is the time to go out there and spend some real money. Throw some cash at players, man. And now's the time to be doing that. I felt like when they were first bought out, they were struggling in the league. They had an excellent second half to that season. Then the next season they finished 4th behind United. They got the Champions League football, but that time's over now. Last season was disappointing. This season is not been the best, and that next year they really need to come out swinging. And again, they are very lucky that they've got a player like Isak behind them. Again, we're talking about Isak. I've seen Isak score so many goals from so many different scenarios. Like this header just goes to show this guy can score. Traveling down, coming from the left on a 1-on-1, he can do a little tap in. You can put the ball in the air, he'll score a header. He's so what's the word? He's so, oh my days, what's the word? Oh my god. What's the word? What's the word for Isak? I lost it. Diverse? There's another word. I'm losing my head. Anyways, he's got so many different ways to score that it really helps his Arsenal. It really helps his scoring Arsenal. How well he's able to score. And again, I've said this before, but again, the way he's able to link up with teammates. Like here, this pass he makes, and then he's just able to slowly walk into the box. 1-on-1 here, takes it inside, ball to Gordon. Gets past two players like it's nothing. And again, he's already scored 15 goals in 19 Premier League games this season. He's doing his thing. Isak is doing his thing. And that's really the... If you want to take anything away from this video, that's it. That's that exactly. Isak is doing his thing. Like one of the best players in the Premier League this season, easily. Patient, never rushing, hard working. I wish we had Isak at United. So jealous of Newcastle. I wish we had Isak. I wish we were the ones that went and got him from Spain. I wish we had that foresight and that belief on the player. Oh my days. You just look at what Newcastle is working with, and you look at what we're working with. We don't have one good forward this season. And this is crazy to say. A club like Manchester United, we don't have one good forward. We have players coming in and out, sometimes performing, but not one good forward. I am so jealous of Newcastle. So jealous. Okay, but we'll stop this reaction right here. You know, it's been good, but it gets to a point where you're just seeing the player running around. And we're going to do the same thing we've been doing all night, and we're going to go and look at Isak's FBRF. We're going to go and look at Isak's FBRF. Bro, and his numbers. So again, these numbers are comparing him to the best players in Europe. These numbers are it's Isak being compared to the top 5 leagues in Europe, including the Champions League and Europa League, and you can clearly see, like what I've been talking about Isak being elite. If you don't believe me, believe the numbers. If you don't believe me, believe the numbers. Isak ranks in the 90th percentile for non-penalty goals at 0.7 per 90. His XG is also up there at 0.6, and Isak is kind of exceeding that, and at the 96th percentile. Total shots, not on target necessarily, but Isak is averaging 3 shots per 90. Again, could be a bit higher. I feel like any elite forward should be averaging at least 5 shots per 90, because these are not on target, these are just shots per 90. But again, he scored 15 goals. I'm not going to be mad at that, but I would like to see that number from Isak go a bit higher. He should be averaging 5 shots per 90. Assists are 0.2 per 90 as well, very good, exceeding his expected assists. And shot creating actions are 3.4 per 90 as well. Like his offensive output and all the different things he provides to Newcastle offensively is nothing short of elite. Isak is one of the best players in the world, easily. World class player. And yeah, I was looking for this one as well. When it comes to successful take-ons, Isak ranks on the 91st percentile amongst players in his position at 1.6 successful take-ons per 90. Very good. What else is screaming out here? Progressive carries as well at 2.7 per 90. Like, he's just an elite player, man. Round of applause for Isak. Isak is just an elite player. There's nothing really else to say. We've looked at the numbers. We've looked at his playing style. We've seen his output for the season. Isak is an elite player, world-class player, and this comparison is against the best players in his position. It is including players like Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappe, Cole Palmer, Harry Kane, etc., etc. And you're seeing how Isak compares to these players. He's up there, 98th percentile, 96th, 99th percentile for non-expected goals and expected assists. I mean, non-penalty expected goals and assists. His output is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.